The No Kings protest turned out to be about as useless as a screen door on a submarine. Let's get straight off into this. Trump responded hilariously. Got the, what is this, the fighter jet? I wonder what he's dropping here. It's just straight dookie. It's straight dump. Imagine if that was real. Dropping that much dookie on the people, bro. That would have been absolutely hilarious. But we're going to get off into what the lore behind all this is. Apparently they did this a year before, but there's a lot of young people that have went to this. And so let's get off into these clips.
Well, we just got back from the Geriatric Convention, otherwise known as the No Kings protest, where tens of thousands of liberals all across the country took to the streets demanding that America not turn into an authoritarian country. Hey, genius, if Trump was a king, you wouldn't be allowed to have a No King protest.
Exactly.
The same people attending these protests are the same people who 4 years ago told you that you'd be kicked out of school or fired from your jobs for not wanting to take an experimental jab or wear a mask.
The same people who applauded when churches were shut down, but not strip clubs as essential businesses, are trying to tell you that Trump is a threat to democracy.
The only people under 50 who were at this protest were the children who were being brainwashed and forced to be there holding signs that they couldn't even possibly understand.
That little baby girl can't even read that sign. She's like, what are we doing?
And then we had some morbidly obese, what I think was a woman, came up to us and said to her that under Trump, she's gonna have no rights.
Which I'm kind of disappointed because I voted for Trump so that I could lose my rights to work, to vote, to pay taxes, to drive.
Look how normal this couple looks too. Very normal, conservative. You'd see them on the street and think nothing.
He goes, well, you know, he's gonna take over the rights of your body and you won't even have any choice anymore. And I'm like, yes, your body, my choice. I didn't say you could speak.
That's funny. Yeah, let's get off into some more of these clips. So a lot of these people have a lot of conservative folks have went to these events, and the way they're being treated is terrible. I thought they were the tolerant left.
As a Christian conservative at a No Kings rally, and we're gonna have some conversations with people and see why they believe President Trump is putting their freedom in danger. I'm a Christian, so I love Jesus, and I also happen to love President Trump. I was wondering, you're at the No Kings protest today, I was wondering how President Trump has put your freedom in jeopardy.
I wouldn't say my freedom's in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So whose freedom's in? Why are you out here at the No Kings protest, I guess?
Sorry.
I was wondering, what has President Trump done to put your freedom in danger?
Nothing.
We have something come to do.
I think that he has done so by
Big back.
Stupid. We weren't expecting to be on.
Like, you're not cute. This isn't funny.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yeah, they're the tolerant left. There's another clip I have of a young man who he's absolutely going nuclear. He's out there, and I think this describes what the left really thinks about this.
Trump's a bitch.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know. We don't like him. That's the word around here.
Any particular reason why you don't like him?
No clue at all. I'm just going with everybody else saying. Trump's a
I'm just going with what everybody else is saying. This is just proof right here that the liberal left is so easily brainwashed and manipulated. You're telling me you don't know why you're out there, you don't know why you're, protesting, but you're just going to go out there and just go along with what everybody else says, And I believe this guy right here, I don't know who this is. I don't know if this is the Harry Sisson guy. This is the guy that got dropped dookie on that one clip, but he was actually, this is how large.
And I just want to show you how big the crowd is, because Republicans are going to lie about it and say that it was tiny.
So Harry, Republicans do the opposite of you. They lie and say it's tiny when it's actually huge, and you say it's huge when it's actually tiny.
Oh my goodness, that size is devastating. I mean, who would have thought in New York City, a Democratic hotspot, that a bunch of screaming Democrats would take to the streets to say, no kings, no kings. Whew. How are Republicans ever going to recover?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Trump is nowhere even close to a king anyways. Nowhere even close. But the some of the things that come out of these people's mouths is so vile. And I thought you guys were the ones that cared about everybody. That's what I thought.
Recently, with Charlie Kirk being assassinated,
He's a piece of garbage. Of course we were mean. I am so tired of people saying, oh, but, it's a terrible thing. No, Hitler is dead. I'm glad Hitler's dead.
Something that I've heard in interviewing Republicans is that they're concerned with the health care going to undocumented immigrants. What would you say about that?
I don't know that it's true. everybody deserves health care, and we can certainly afford it in this country. So again, they're just, you know, they're pointing to things and saying it's our fault, we're too liberal.
You are.
Yeah, it's really depressing. I don't know how anybody your age even thinks of having children, okay? Okay, millions of Democrats did not vote. Whose fault is that? We need to get ourselves together, and we might even need to be a little bit meaner, because...
Really? Okay, the violence is not enough. Need to be a little meaner. Got it.
The Republicans don't mind being mean.
And by mean, what do you mean? Do you mean protesting? Do you mean...
Maybe we have to, I don't know, stop being so nice.
Because you seem like a
Y'all aren't nice, though. You're the opposite of nice.
pretty nice lady.
I'm a pretty nice lady, but I can be pretty mean, too.
Okay, and I have to ask this because people on the other side are going to say that they feel like the Democrat Party has been mean. Recently, with Charlie Kirk being assassinated, they...
It's a piece of garbage. Of course we were mean. I am so tired of people saying, oh, but, you know, it's a terrible thing. No! Hitler is dead. I'm glad Hitler's dead. Evil people have no place in my world. He was a hateful human being. It was disgusting, the thing.
Wow, imagine being that brainwashed where you think Charlie Kirk was a hateful human being. A man that was a father, a man that was a husband, a man that preached positivity into taking ownership of your own life. We have fallen so far where people think that people like Charlie Kirk were preaching something bad. This is crazy to me.
So as a far-right fascist, I brought some friends to the No Kings rally here in Seattle, and we're walking amongst them right now. Natalie here, if you recognize her, came up from Portland. Got Mark here. Natalie brought her own immigration sign. If you've heard about her dad's here illegally, and he's in prison for doing really awful things, and taxpayers are having to pay his bill in prison. So Natalie's sign says, Cinco tu madre, si no amas a la migra. What does that, migra? What does that mean?
Means F your mother if you don't love ICE.
Uh-huh. So should they deport your dad?
Absolutely.
Uh-huh. Do you care to share why your dad is currently serving time?
Yeah, he's serving time because he raped me my entire life until I finally ran away and got away from him.
Good for her.
He was
That's got to be so hard as well. Being a daughter, and your dad doing that to you, number one, awful. But number two, being able to speak up about it, that's tough.
a horrible person. Obviously, that's more than just enough to say. He also used to beat my entire family. And anyways, he's still living here in the States, obviously, getting paid for his living to stay in a prison where he gets fed 3 times a day, where he gets to learn English, where he gets to learn how to do things as if he were an actual decent human being, as if he deserved it, which he does not. So I want him out of this country. I want him out forever. I want all of them who are not here legally to leave.
You heard it here first. Deport Natalie's dad. Start there.
Yeah, for real. Unreal. Shout out to that young lady, though. A lot of courage to even speak up about this. But, dude, some of these clips, like, the whole, like, dressing up and drag and all this weirdness is crazy.
What's the meaning of that? Lady Justice.
Okay, what does that mean?
Justice for all. No one's above the law.
Okay. No one's above the law. Do you agree with the recent indictments of John Bolton and those guys? So not everybody's above the law then?
I have no comment on that.
You guys say no though, right?
If he's guilty, then of course.
Guilty is guilty, man.
He is due process. Like everybody on American soil is due.
Is that in Portland?
Gotcha. Okay.
A cesspool.
You guys think Trump you guys think Trump's against that?
Oh my gosh, it's pretty clear.
You think Trump stands against that?
I mean, the court granted immunity, right? So I guess.
What did John Bolton do?
What's Trump doing that you think is bad for America?
Detaining American citizens without any process?
You mean
what did John Bolton do? As of October 2025, John Bolton has been indicted on federal charges for unlawfully transmitting and retaining classified information during and after his time as President Donald Trump's national security advisor. He pleaded not guilty to all 18 counts in federal court in Maryland on October 17th, 2025. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. I'd say he should get in trouble for that. But to me, dude, in chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I think this is probably the most useless march I've ever seen. It's a bunch of old white retiree people.
Now!
Like boomers that bought their house in the 80s and it's worth $1 million now.
When do we want it? Now!
And they're living off a pension. He's not a king. That's what I don't get. Like, you're saying no kings, he's not a king. If he was a king, there's no way he'd be even marching in the street. You wouldn't even be marching in the street. And I think a lot of people showed up thinking this was going to be some huge event. But like, look, this dude's got a freaking back brace on.
Shots fired!
This is just a bunch of old people parading around.
Currently at the No Kings protest here in Carrollton, Texas.
Everybody got gray hair or balding.
And it is...
Look at it, it's just a geriatric convention.
It's almost exclusively all old white people. Kind of interesting demographics.
It's good to know, though, because eventually those people will age out. You know what I mean? They'll age out, and they won't be here anymore. Ain't that right, Loki? I've fallen at work and been injured. Oh, wait. I should call my lawyer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Hey, John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. It's Levi Nichs of YouTube. Can I get some cash, please?
Morgan & 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 Morgan.
Did you know that your injury could be worth millions of dollars? Morgan & Morgan is the largest injury law firm in America, and they've recovered over $20 billion for their clients. $20 billion? That's a lot of cash. The insurance companies tried to lowball me, but Morgan & Morgan was able to take my pain and suffering and turn it into cold, hard cash. It's almost a good thing I was injured. But wait. How much is Morgan & Morgan gonna cost me? You never owe them legal fees unless they're successful. So it's completely free unless you win? Yeah. Hiring a lawyer? That sounds like really difficult. It's actually super easy. You can just go to their website, and in a couple clicks, you can find out if you have a case. And you can literally do it from your smartphone. And remember, there is only one Morgan & Morgan. Wait, it's two names though. How is it? Give me the script. Oh, both their last names. Okay, I get it. Okay, roll it. You can start your claim today by going to forthepeople.com/Levi, found in the description below. So if you're injured, you can trust Morgan & Morgan. Y'all know what time it is. Want some of that, buddy? Do ya? No kings around here, huh, Lokes? Even though sometimes I feel like you're the king of the castle. You're the one with the throne back there. Free. Sit. Shake. Good boy. Wait. Free. Good boy. Notice he doesn't wear a collar. Bro, I saw at TwitchCon, they was roasting Hassan. I was like, good Lord. I've seen this guy. I don't know his name, but he kind of breaks down some of the things that are going on.
No Kings protest across the country today, and they're even more pathetic and bleak than I could have imagined. No, I am the type of person who likes to find a silver lining, and at least these unhealthy, emaciated liberals are out getting exercise and sunlight. That is the one good thing to come out of the No Kings protest. But by the way some of these women look, they should call this no shower, no deodorant, no razor. Some of these women, Bush is back in office, okay? It's looking a little jungle boogie. These ladies, they've got hair on their arms, their legs, not winners. And I've been looking for hours. The one thing I cannot find at the No Kings protest is a single black person, okay? This is supposed to be the party of diversity and DEI and BIPOC and all of that crap. Not a single black person at the No Kings protest. I think the black people were like, you want us to go out on a Saturday when it's nice and sunny and traipse around with a bunch of smelly white liberals holding up yard signs? Yeah, we'll meet y'all there. Hold us a spot, we'll meet y'all there. The one thing I will say, Kamala Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, who you might remember was accused of slapping a woman so hard she spun around in circles and saw stars. Well, Doug Emhoff, aka Chris Brown in my book, he's at the No Kings protest holding up a sign that says, if Kamala Harris had won, we'd all be at brunch right now. Now, I find this laughable because if Kamala Harris had won, we would not be at brunch. She would be at brunch having bottomless mimosas because she's a drunk who doesn't want to work. In fact, the only way to get Kamala Harris to work is if you leave a trail of margaritas like Hansel and Gretel into her office.
This dude's cooking. So I was looking up DEI the other day. It says a 2025 report cites at Forbes analysis showing that while white women hold nearly 19% of all C-suite positions, women of color hold just 4%. Data from a Medium report indicates that 76% of chief diversity officers are held by white people and 54% are held by white women. So if you do just a quick Google search, it says studies and data show that white women have disproportionately benefited from corporate DEI efforts more than anybody. So it makes sense a lot of these freaking people at these, rallies are just old white people.
These people who are out there like, no kings, no dictators, they had no problem with Kamala Harris being slotted in at the last minute without a single primary vote. Okay, nobody voted for Kamala Harris to be the nominee, and y'all had no problem with that. You also had no problem with Joe Biden's unelected bureaucrats in the shadow government calling the shots and controlling the auto pin for 4 years. And Gavin Newsom supports the No Kings protest, but let's not forget when he shut his state down. He shut down California and then went out to a Michelin star restaurant called French Laundry. That, to me, is king behavior. All in all, these No Kings protests are literally therapy sessions for deranged liberals with Trump derangement syndrome. And I always say this, okay? You don't have to love President Trump. You don't have to like him. That's what's so great about living in the United States of America and having free speech. But those of you who choose to make your hatred for Trump your entire personality, I will pray for you because you're...
Yeah, like it's almost like the septum ring theory for modern women. Now it's TDS for liberals, you know what I mean? Trump derangement syndrome. Like your entire personality is hating on another man. Well, I don't have enough hours in the day to sit there and hate on people that much.
And people who are violent, and it really helps to match the absurdity of those statements when we show up and show support in silly inflatable animal costumes.
Absolutely. What does it mean for you to be here?
What I love is these people really think they're sticking it to somebody showing up in these inflatable costumes when really they're just making themselves look so stupid.
Today, you know, representing, you know, what you're standing for.
The zoom in is crazy.
Mostly like freedom of speech, of like being able to gather and tell everybody like why we don't like about this administration, and pretty much that being...
Bro, these people don't know anything about what they even like. They're like they get asked these questions and they're just like,
what they do?
It's not cool. I don't like it. It's not this bad. Yeah.
All right,
Thank you so much. I love you.
I got to ask you guys a question.
Yeah, what's up?
We're in Naperville, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And you guys are saying eat the rich in Naperville. That means you got to eat like half of these people.
That's honestly fine.
There's a difference between...
Honestly, I don't think she would have an issue eating much.
Shots fired!
So she could probably eat most of her share.
billions of dollars versus millions of dollars.
As a human being, you physically cannot comprehend the concept of a billion, and if you can't concept a number, then you shouldn't have that much money.
So
Billionaires can spend...
I don't know about you guys, but if I had $1 billion in my bank account, I can conceptualize it. If I saw all those zeros, I think I could come. Chat, put one in the chat. Could you come to terms with having $1 billion in your bank account? I'm pretty sure all of us could understand that abstract art there of $1 billion.
$1 million a
So
year.
should we eat George Soros's big ass?
I mean,
Right? It's like the riches of the rich. It's just kind of like
eat the rich. I don't know, man. It's just eat the rich.
It just eat the rich.
Eat the rich.
Right.
So I think his point is that we want to be intelligent about
This is a grown woman over here wearing a Care Bears shirt.
the way that we protest because we want people to listen and we want people to understand.
Well, they're not going to listen either way.
I'm
No,
listening.
That's
That is true, but you're already like halfway over. The MAGA people aren't listening, and they aren't. They're so dense.
Yes, but okay, so
Because I don't live here. I think of these as rich people. They're not billionaires, but they're rich people.
Exactly. So here's what I'd like to explain to you.
Chat, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat right now. What do you consider rich? How much money do you have to make to be considered rich? 100,000 a year? 150,000 a year? What's your number?
And this is Mom, by the way.
All right.
Our Mimi, right?
Good Lord. So that mom has basically brainwashed her children into thinking this, but didn't do it in an intelligent way, so now they're getting out there and they're all just looking like blooming idiots, brother. You can't make this stuff up. The stories really do write themselves. Like, look at this. What do you notice here? Just a bunch of geriatric old people. Knees about to give out. I bet somebody went home and was like, oh, I got a lot of swelling in the ankles after that No Kings protest. You know? Just mad. Bro, like I've said before, the liberal left is just going to implode on itself because eventually the radical left is going to get more radical and more radical. And chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. But eventually, like this Marxist ideology, it implodes on itself because the ones that are radical now will be considered not radical enough in the future. And so they just eat themselves alive. And they don't even realize that.
You know how I know the left is stupid and it's full of white liberals who just don't know any better? We drove by the No Kings protest and we played rap music, but it was like pro-Trump rap music. And all of these white liberals that are protesting are dancing to it because they're like, ooh, black people music, we should like that. That is how stupid these people are.
Thank God the left can't aim. Thank God
Oh my God.
the home of the brave. Freedom.
Oh my, they're just, oh my, they have no idea. They're like, we're supposed to like it, yeah. The brain cells of a cricket. Are these people in the little scooter wheelchairs too? Oh my God, they're all dancing around. What I don't get is how these people really think they're doing something, standing on a lawn for a couple of hours instead of going to brunch. Like, y'all really think you're cooking with fish grease there, you know? And shout out to the people that went. I thought about going, and Cass and I, we went to a steakhouse last night, and we're sitting down. And Cass is pregnant though, so I want to be around her as much as I can. So we're at a steakhouse, right? We sit down. Some big back feminists come and sit down at the table, a couple tables away from us, and the waitress is like, "Hey, how you guys doing? You know, what have you guys been up to today or something?" Because it seems like she knew them, and they're like, "Oh, we were at the No Kings rally, you know, just protesting because, you know, everybody's mad at something." And I was like, I'm not really mad at anything. I'm actually really happy with my life. I'm happy with my dog. I'm happy with my wife. I'm happy with my life. I'm not really mad about anything. So she's like, yeah, because everybody's mad about something. And boy, you look over there and they probably a combined 600 pounds. I'm talking them chairs were screaming for help, just help. But they were out at it, and I was like, I could tell they were old. They were probably 50 plus, fat, white, old feminist ladies, short hair, pink hair. I was like, what are y'all even doing? Just complaining about it. Just like, everybody's got to be mad at something. That is such a bad mindset to have. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. That is such a bad mindset to have. Everybody needs to be mad at something. Everyone's mad at something. I'm not mad at anything. I'm happy. We live in the greatest country ever. What are you talking about? You got to be mad at something. You got to be about as sharp as a marble to think that's common sense.
Faith. I'm Faith. Yeah. I'm with by myself. Shame.
Yeah, you can get away. It's a grown man getting in a young girl's face. What a coward.
From me, thank you. Shame. Wow, these are grown adults here. These are grown adults. There is not a
They really do think this is an episode of Game of Thrones.
Single Gen Z person out here, and they're screaming this. How am I a fascist? How am I a fascist? I'm a Christian nationalist. I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian nationalist. Y'all are all grown and you're just screaming. Why can't we have civil dialogue?
Have you ever heard of the Constitution?
I do.
Okay, you ought to read it.
Yeah, so don't touch my camera person, thank you.
We're not. Like, we can only scream for about 30 seconds and then our pacemakers kick on. Like, goodness gracious. And these are grown people. These are people's parents out there doing this stuff. Bro, this is wild to me. It's all geriatric old white people, bro.
Okay, can I just say something? I am here at the No Kings protest. I've been following this protest for about 3 hours now. I am wearing my official New York City press badge, and it says Turning Point USA on it. Now, I have been standing here taking B-roll footage. I'm not even interviewing people today. And this is a message for all of the people who say that journalists like myself and the journalists who were at the Antifa Roundtable are agitators. I'm standing here doing nothing, and I have had people come up to me, read my press badge, and then try to make a point of telling me that Charlie was a racist anti-Semite and that I am a problem, essentially. All I'm doing is standing here and taking footage. So anyways, that's what it's like being at a liberal protest. I have footage dropping soon of how aggressive these older men were being. Like, the police even had to step in and be like, hey, back up, because they watched them come up to me and start swarming.
Yeah, imagine an older guy coming up and trying to bully like a young woman. You got to be another level of coward. And there's a quote that I try to live by, man. It's seek to understand before being understood. So many of these liberal Democrats don't want to understand anything other than their own philosophy and ideologies. They just want to go out there and be understood. Seek to understand before being understood. You get a new job, seek to understand what's going on before they know what you got going on. None of these people have any common sense.
What is your evidence for saying that he loves Hitler?
He's made a lot of positive statements about the good things Hitler has done in the past. And
do you have one statement that he made? Because that's pretty big news.
Yeah.
That's not news. Come on. You just Google it. It's out there. Look, Trump praises Hitler.
Praises Hitler. And then we'll do, what, Snopes?
No, don't do Snopes. Just do see. Well, you can do Snopes.
Did Trump once say, I need the kind of generals that Hitler had? Should we do that one?
He did that. Yeah, he did say that.
Or did some good things? Which one do you want?
Either one. Either one. Hit it.
Hitler did some good things?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, all right.
What do we got?
Viral post claimed the former president reportedly praised the Nazi leader. Unproven.
All right, unproven. We'll look at the other one.
Okay, let's go to the other
I've heard him
This
say-
one is Snopes. Did Trump once say, I need the kind of generals that Hitler had? That's a big one.
People that support him, not the democracy, not the Constitution. He wants people to be loyal to him. Like,
Can we find this in a video of him saying this, do you think?
I imagine.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen.
What's so funny to me is they'll make this bold claim and have zero evidence of it. None. Nothing, nada. Doesn't know where the website is, doesn't know where any of it is, but will make this claim and say it with his whole chest pubes out.
A lot of stuff.
That would sway a lot of people, I think.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
People that love Trump don't. Anything that's negative about Trump, they don't believe it. And,
Okay, this one's unproven as well.
all right.
All right. All right. Like, do they not realize they're doing exactly what they're shaming and trying to, like, say that the right doesn't do? That's just what's so crazy to me.
With a shirt that says for Charlie.
Because I advocate for free speech, and I
Okay, you
absolutely love.
free speech. Wear a shirt that says free speech. Wear a shirt that says promote
Whoa.
free debate. Free press.
Well, you get triggered because it has Charlie on there, right?
Because he was a racist. Because he was a misogynist, and that means that you are too. Because you support him. Get out. Get out of here.
He hated
The tolerant left, everyone.
people. Yeah, just he hated anyone that wasn't white, that wasn't male, that wasn't straight. With a shirt.
Big back, big back.
Yikes, bro! These people are either on one side of the extreme. They either look like a number 1 or a number 0. You know, like they're on one of those sides.
How's it going, guys? Can I do a quick interview real quick with Dad?
Sure.
So I want to see what your signs say here. So you're one of your daughters. This is your daughters, right?
Yeah.
Your daughters? Okay.
This is.
Okay, so what this one says, we don't need a fat pooping president. Can you guys get that? Okay. And then you have don't obey. And you have not being paid. I hate Trump for free. So do you think that's appropriate to teach your kids to hate and like think of our president like that? Because shouldn't we respect the office of the president no matter what?
It would be nice if we could respect each other, but obviously he set the tone. You know, everything he talks about now.
Wait, so you're following his example? So that's what you're doing? He set the tone. So you're following his example. So you're listening to him. Interesting. I thought you hated him. Why would you care what tone he set?
The Democrats are evil and this, that, and the other. It's gotten extreme for sure. There's good Republicans, there's good Democrats.
I agree.
And right now there is a horrible person in the White House. He's
Goodness gracious. I hate that they bring the children into this. That really hurts my heart because the kids are innocent. The kids don't have anything to do with this, and they're just being told what to believe. You know, these kids are being led down a path, you know, by deranged people that have so much hatred in their heart. And it's sad to see because those kids are they're being set up for failure. They really are.
Today. So we have a bunch of palm cards that we want you. We have 30,000 palm cards. But we need you.
The enthusiasm is palpable. We have 30,000. We heard 3 woos. Let's go back.
We have 30,000 palm cards.
Really rallying them together there, huh?
We need you to take a stack and get them out to all the people back there who don't know about what's going on. So take a stack of palm cards. Go on through.
Wow, you're really crushing it there. Here, take one of these Pokemon cards. Take one of these cards, guys. We're really sticking it to Trump on this one.
Well, America doesn't have any kings, but they certainly... Currently have a lot of dumbasses. The fact that there's going to be yet another No Kings protest taking place nationwide tomorrow just goes to show that the education rates in this country are so beyond abysmal it's not even funny. Because what the hell are they actually protesting? They say that they're protesting the government shutdown, but the government shutdown is a result of the Democrats, not the Republicans. So many of them will sit there and try to confidently tell you that this is the result of the Republicans since they have the majority in the House and the Senate, despite the fact that they don't have a comprehension of the fact that there's still 7 Democrats who need to side with the Republicans in order for them to have the majority that's needed in order for this spending bill to go through. The reason why the Democrats are refusing to sign off on this bill is because they care more about illegal immigrants than they do American citizens. So for them to sit there and be outside protesting saying, no kings, no dictators, we want Trump out of office, Trump is not a king. He has never tried to act as one. It's the Democrats who are trying to create this stronghold where if something goes against their will, then it's not going to happen, and they don't care if the rest of America has to suffer as a result of it.
Wow. Well said, young lady. Well frickin' said.
You all look really dumb having another No Kings protest, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I mean, talk about just a bunch of greasy, unemployed communists running around talking about fighting back against fascism, when I can't help but notice how rich and how hypocritical that is. Because who was it again? Which party was the party that called for censorship, that called for politically persecuting opponents, controls the entire mainstream media and all of the narratives, threatens people who doesn't agree with them, and believes it's justified to kill people and celebrate the deaths of people that they don't agree with? You know, the people who are like, comply or else, or we should be able to take your freedoms away for the greater good. Yeah, you. Look in the mirror. You are everything you claim to be against. You are the true fascists here.
No, I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Silencing political oppositions, using violence, things like that. Like, bro, they're 100% more fascist than the right now. I don't think the right at all is fascist like one bit. You know? So this dude asked this lady, so why are you out here? Just a simple question. You know, if you were at a protest or, you know, something like that, Chad, I think it's a very valid question. Why are you out here?
No King's Day.
And why specifically are you out supporting No King's Day?
I think protest is important.
Why are you protesting?
How much time do you have?
Stupid. Couple minutes. And what's the main reason you're out here protesting President Trump?
I agree with a lot of the decisions that are being made.
Is there any decision in particular you disagree with?
Okay, so I would start with
Gotcha, bitch. Won't they do? Stupid.
I don't even think it's appropriate for me to have this interview.
You gotta be dumber than a bag of dicks, bro. Dumber than a bag of flaccid wieners. How do you justify that? These people are grown. These people are these people pay bills, got mortgages, are grown, and can't answer these questions.
What brings you out here?
Rising fascism, lack of health care, billions being poured into ICE without any accountability. 175 U.S. citizens have been arrested so far. And that's all I got for you. There's much more.
Can I ask you one more question? What is fascism?
Well, if you look historically, when a government no longer follows the will of the people, that is a large part of fascism. I would direct you to some of the really good literature on the topic.
Can you define it? Trump won the popular vote.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Oh, this guy's good. This guy's really good. Why do these people get so mad? We're asking you basic questions as to why you are there. You decided to dress up. You decided to dress up and wear a freaking Statue of Liberty Halloween costume, but yeah, you don't know why you're out there?
Hey! You ever heard of Ozempic, you fat ass?
Oh my God. This is crazy, bruh. Trump must be shaking his boots, losing so much sleep over the No Kings protest. He might not ever sleep again. He might not ever recover. They see me roll. They hate the walkers. They just got let out of bingo. at all these old people, bro. Oh my God. Needless to say, I think this movement, I'll give it another maybe 10 years.
Did you put your scooter in third, honey? Make sure you put it in third if you want to get over that hump now.
Bro, what is this? These people are so old. Knees on life support. Oh my God.
I took my Lazapran this morning just to get out here.
The walkers, the canes. Oh my God. They were out at the bingo hall last night. Now they're out. No kings, yeah. Why is this such a... Oh my Lord. The amount of walkers, bro. The amount of walkers. Oh, I can't get enough of it. I can't get enough of it. That clip right there was too good.
Did you guys vote in local elections too?
Oh yeah.
Your city council, who's your top rep on city council?
Whatever the D says, I vote for.
Okay, so you don't really look at anything else other than the D.
So you're really intelligent and you make an informed decision. No, you just vote blindly. Okay, makes sense.
Okay, gotcha.
The Republican Party has become just such a disaster, just a lying. It's just disgusting.
Do you think that's the entire...
You know, I think I understand why all these old, crusty white people are the ones that vote this way, lean this way, and think this way, is because they're the only ones that can afford to sit at home all day on their butt and watch the news. You know what I'm saying? They can sit at home. They got their pensions. They got their 401k. They bought their house in the 80s. It's worth $1 million now. They paid $20,000 for it. They're sitting at home, doing nothing, watching the news, getting brainwashed, not in the real world. That's why all these old white people think this way.
Entire party, or do you think that there's some Republicans on that are decent?
I think there's some Republicans that are decent, but most of them
who would you say is decent?
I don't really know.
Okay.
It's because you're not educated enough. You don't know any of them.
Really know who the decent ones, because they're quiet. They're not saying.
What do you think of the Dallas mayor?
They're quiet. Really?
I don't really have.
Do you know his name?
No.
You know.
Did you guys vote?
Stupid, bro. These are grown people. That's why I say sometimes, dude, age does not constitute maturity. And you know what I say about, older women? They grow up, they grow old, they never grow up. And it seems like a lot of these liberals, they grow old, but they never grow up.
Shots fired!
Unreal. Let me know if you like this episode. Should I do a part 2? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. But Loki, what'd you think? Absolutely hilariousness, right? Loki's like,
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
Oh, you're so sweet. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It was good to have you guys out, man. Until next time. Peace.
Levi Nichs.